If it weren't for the cross above this former supermarket in Mulhouse,
Tu me fais du bon son, hein, cher frère, hein?
you could take Samuel Peter Schmidt for a pop star gearing up for a gig.
Cher Bernard.
Salut les amis,
Tu vas bien?
ouais ça va? En forme?
But despite the musicians, singers and spotlights, the stage isn't set for a concert, but a religious service.
We celebrate the worship service in the same way we communicate in our modern time and age with our contemporaries. I'm sure if Jesus were here today, he'd communicate the very same way.
It's this evangelical pastor the public's come to see. 2,000 Christians of all backgrounds who believe in salvation through adherence to the Bible.
Nos pensées sont un vrai champ de bataille. Et sur ce champ de bataille, soit nous sommes vainqueurs, soit nous sommes vaincus.
Nothing's taboo in the sermons.
Vous choquer ce matin, je veux pas. Mais ce qu'un homme a besoin, c'est de sexualité.
And hymns are sung from the heart. It's all these things combined that drew Eric Richter away from Catholicism.
What's important is experiencing life fully. But when I attended Catholic masses, I just felt like a spectator. Our faith is a bit like for a football fan in a stadium. They're in it together, they have faith in their players, and we have faith in God.
Mulhouse's Evangelical Church looks like a small business, with 27 employees paid by donations from the faithful.
Bonjour la régie, comment ça va?
With the resources of a startup, the Mulhouse service is broadcast live on social networks and in several languages, watched all over the world by thousands of followers.
Right now we have an online audience of about 2,600. This morning we have a larger following online than inside the room.
Connected and uninhibited, these are the two pillars of evangelism's success in France. In 60 years, the number of faithful has increased from 50 to 700,000. At the moment, a new church is built every 10 days, thanks to the efforts of highly motivated young believers. In Paris, Nathan Lambert is one of them. The professional translator opened his own church a year ago. Every Sunday, he rents a room with friends for the weekly service.
Good. Tu m'as envoyé les chants par SMS là?
Their community already numbers about 50 members. They pay the €15,000 rent with donations, but also with personal savings.
I agreed with my wife that we'd put 10% of our income into it. I'm self-employed, so my income fluctuates, but whatever we own, we give 10% directly to the church.
It's a costly strategy, but one that responds to an ambitious goal set by the Evangelicals National Council, which they spread widely on the internet.
An additional 4,200 churches should be set up. Building a new church requires not just financial resources, but also human resources.
Finding new recruits is Thomas, Alain and Miriam's job. Once a month, they approach passers-by in Paris's suburbs. Not everyone's receptive.
Ça vous intéresse pas? Bonjour monsieur.
But occasionally,
Je peux m'installer là ou...
they manage to engage someone in conversation.
Je vais pas prendre votre temps, mais on peut discuter si vous voulez. Donc là, vous êtes en pleine période de Ramadan alors. Ouais.
Undeterred by the man's Muslim faith, Thomas keeps going.
Jésus est voilà celui qui peut libérer donc l'humanité de la condamnation du péché.
15 minutes later,
je peux vous laisser mon numéro de téléphone, comme ça, si jamais en lisant vous avez des questions, ben voilà, n'hésitez pas si vous avez des questions et que Dieu vous garde. Hein.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Au revoir.
Exchanges that some consider as proselytizing. Evangelicals refute this.
There are no constraints. We don't pray on the week or offer money in exchange for people's faith. It's just us using our freedom of expression.
La liberté d'expression.
Approaching members of the public for religious or political reasons isn't illegal in France. To hear the evangelicals, this is even one of the secrets to their success.